Recording in progress.
What's up, good people? Welcome to Relationship Thursday. We are here. In the building.
It's Relationship Thursday, and it's going to be good.
Yes, it is. It's going to be good.
What's up, everybody?
What up, good people?
We hope y'all are good. We hope everybody's good. Because this is going to be a good conversation. And this is a common dynamic. So I'm ready to get into it. You ready to get into it, bro?
I am, baby. I'm ready to get into it.
All right. Well, y'all, before we go any further, can we just do our proper introductions? And this right here is my boo baby, Ive. He is my sweetheart, my business partner, my homie, my ride or die, my everything, Mr. Maat.
This right here is the queen of my life. The love of my life, my princess, my sweetheart, my everything, my all that and then some, my wife, my baby's mama.
Okay, but
mama times five.
You don't have to say that.
This is my everything, y'all. This is the
You sounded right when you say that. My baby's mama. What's going on, everybody? How y'all feeling this evening? What's up, YouTube? What's going on, Blamily? This is Relationship Thursday. Tonight we are. Let my husband do what he do. I don't have to talk into him. Look, let me let y'all know. He went and got some new equipment and told me after the fact. Brown. And I was like, how much that cost? He's like, just a little something. It really enhances things. But I have to say, not that y'all care, it is so liberating. Like right now, can y'all hear me? Sonny, can you hear us? Like I say, I'm fine. I don't have to be like, and so then. And if I turn to the left, you can't hear me. I turn to the right, you can't hear me. I'm like, what the hell is the point of these fancy ass microphones if you got to talk right just like that? But now we ain't got to do that no more. Now I can be free and I can talk all over the place. And you still doing stuff.
Yeah, because it's blocking your face. First she was complaining about it blocking your face. And
they just get in my way. They get in my way. But everybody, this is going to be a good conversation because this is actually a common dynamic. Tonight we are going to be exploring the question, should you stay in or should you leave a sexless marriage? Mm-hmm. Should you stay in a sexless marriage? So this is actually more often an issue for people than most people realize. We know because this is the work that we do, but it is a common thing, and there are levels to it.
There are
definitely levels to it. Mm-hmm. So we want to first start off tonight just defining what it is and giving you some of our thoughts from our years of experience seeing this dynamic. It may not be you, it may be your friend, or it may be you sometimes in certain phases of the relationship, or you might be like, bruh, I ain't seen my woman or my man naked in 2 years. Bow.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
And that's a real thing, y'all. It's a real thing. People, having a difficult time for a number of reasons. Mm-hmm. So
let me just say this though, before we continue on. Mm-hmm. Last time, a number of y'all on YouTube expressed that the audio was some trash. And so if you're on YouTube and the audio was some trash, you got to get inside the Blamily. Some of y'all Blamily members.
Is it some trash right now? Because we're not hooked up to YouTube.
If you focuses on Blamily, Zoom and you on YouTube, come on over
to the Blamily.
A private VIP Zoom.
Hold on, y'all. But is it trash though? Can y'all just drop it in the chat? I'm about to go in here and see.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to test it right now, but we online.
Nicole, hey Nicole, is our audio some trash right now?
You're talking directly into it though. I'm just saying, like
it's not hooked up to this.
But what I'm saying is that you're closer to the monitor than I am.
What the hell does it matter
what
if
matters
it ain't hooked up to the YouTube? It's only hooked up to the Zoom people.
But what I'm saying is that, so I'm talking into that as well too. It's picking up my voice.
Maybe tonight we need to talk about how to manage conflict.
I'm just saying, my wife, she was pressed to do it one way. And I was like,
what?
So what? They gonna let you know in a second. They probably can't even hear you. That's the reason why they're not responding on YouTube. They can't hear you. They can't hear us.
Let us know. Let us know, y'all. Can y'all hear? Can you hear? Can you hear us right now? In any event, y'all, we be figuring stuff out, y'all. Little by little. You know what I'm saying? We were just fussing before we got on here, but we be figuring it out.
And you go again with the lipstick print.
What's wrong with that? It's my get off of my situation. Why I got lipstick on.
Okay.
Y'all, you know what? They try to tell Ive in the last podcast. If you don't know about our podcast, go folks on YouTube, go to our homepage and look up Relationship Cheat Code. You can find us on Relationship Cheat Code on Instagram, but of course on YouTube for the actual podcast. And they try to tell them, and was it the last episode or the one before that? They're like, Ive, you're a little low key controlling. Oh, you don't remember now?
Oh, somebody said nice and loud. Okay.
Boom. Because he was telling me I was drinking a coffee cup. I was drinking my tea. And he said, why are you showing why is your lipstick all around?
Can we get to the podcast?
Around the cup, the teacup. I said, damn, you all up in my cup? He was like, why don't you just drink from that one spot and put your lips on the same spot? So the only spot is a one spot with your lips. He said, why is it multiple spots around the teacup?
It was bothering me, y'all. It was.
Oh, we can do all kinds of joints tonight. We could be talking about acceptance of your partner's quirks.
All right, y'all. So tonight
we're going to talk about sexless marriages.
Yeah, sexless marriages, and whether or not you should stay or if you should go. And so one of the things that I wanted to
no, it's not, Ellen. It ain't upside down.
When we speak about
oh, it is. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
The straw. How did Ellen peep that, y'all?
She said your straw is upside down. Damn, it is, because that little piece right there lets you know that's what going on inside, so it won't slip out. Oh, y'all, see, I'm a free spirit. Upside down, sideways, I can work with it. All right, come on, let's get to the topic. Yeah. What are we talking about tonight?
Sexless marriage, y'all. So should you stay or should you go? One of the things that I know, and we've emphasized this over and over and over again, is that connection is critical for the sustenance of your relationship. And when we speak about connection, there's a myriad of ways in which you can be connected, and in which you can strengthen it, which you can sustain it, but whatever it may be. And so it's important that you recognize the importance of connection, extending yourself, looking for windows of opportunity to reach out, touch, kiss, hug, etc., etc. And so when we speak about a sexless marriage, I'm lifting this whole piece up prior to that, because if y'all are not doing the do, but yet you're doing a whole bunch of stuff around the do, then in many respects, what can happen is that it can help to help your partner to still feel connected with you. So I do want to.
What does that mean?
You qualify
you talking
like
around
this whole sexless. I mean, the reason why I'm doing that is because I know that disconnection is not synonymous with sexless. All right. I just want to be clear about that. Like, disconnection is not synonymous with a sexless marriage. It's important that I highlight that piece, because you can have connection but still have a sexless marriage. To me, the danger, it's already a danger, and you're, in some instances, depending upon the predicament, you're walking on shaky ground when there is a sexless marriage, but you're really walking on a broken foundation when there's a sexless marriage and there's the absence of connection. Mm-hmm. And so I say what I said a moment ago about, you can be hugging and kissing and touching and flirting and having deep conversations and soul gazing and taking long walks and all of that type of stuff. And that right there is what, again, sustains and strengthens the connection in the relationship. But tonight, y'all, we're talking about a sexless marriage. So let's just say, for instance, you have connection. All right? You have connection, but there ain't no sex. Okay. You want to go there first, or do you want to go where there's no connection?
No, well, I'm fine wherever you want to go, but I just want to define it first for folks, because I think that some people, may appreciate that and say, like, what exactly does that mean? Does it mean we ain't having no sex? But essentially, a sexless marriage is what in the relationship counseling and coaching space, many professionals refer to as a dead bedroom, where there's a dead bedroom. And so there is little to no sex happening. And so we're not just talking, again, about sexual intercourse. We're talking about sexual activity. Well, sexual activity. There can be all kinds of sexual activity happening beyond what my husband just talked about. He talked about affection and connection and, being booed up. But there can be sexual activity happening, but there's not intercourse happening for a number of reasons. And we're going to talk a little bit about what causes this in marriages and in relationships in a moment. But there's very little or there is none. There is no like one way to look at it. There are some folks who say, and professionals and schools of thought that say, oh, when you have not had sex for a year or more, and this is more common than y'all realize. Some of y'all like, I know that that's me. But when you have not had sex for a year or more, then that is a sexless marriage. And then there are others who will say, if you are beyond a month, 30 days, that's a sexless marriage. Okay, so it really runs the gamut. But what's really important, I think, too, is to kind of like put in this conversation that every couple is different and every couple dynamic is different. And so I've absolutely, and I use it, has absolutely been in front of couples, and they have they like, yeah, I mean, I just think that we should be able to, have sex at least once a day. I just don't understand. Like, we were doing that when we were dating, and now once a day is too much. What's wrong with that? And I've been hearing that from women. I actually think I've heard that from women more so even than men.
You've heard what from women?
Once a day. Because it always stands out to me, because that is not within the norm of what I typically hear. But when I've heard it, because it stands out, I'm like, oh snap, for real.
So
I'd be tired.
Let's be clear. You're hearing from women
once a day
that they want to have sex once a day.
This a minority. It's not that is not the grand whatever. But when I've heard it, it's always stood out to me, and it's been women who said that to me.
Can you give an age range? I mean, I want to qualify it. I really want to know.
Generally speaking, right? Because none of these are absolutes.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard women in their 30s. I mean, that's our demographic, like 30s and early 40s.
Okay. So when I hear that, I definitely, because I've
you about to go off on a whole nother direction.
No, I'm just saying I've worked with women who have also said the same thing to me. But here's the tricky piece. A lot of times people express that when they ain't getting it, but when they start to get it and it becomes more accessible and the person is available, then the desire is not there as much. And so it's more of a thing where I'm interested, I'm horny because I ain't getting none. And so I want it more regularly and more often. However, if my thirst is quenched, the reality is that I don't actually want to do it every day. And I've actually heard that from men as well, too. Like, there's this piece where I'm thirsting and I'm yearning for sexual interaction and engagement from my wife. Mm-hmm. And so I want it every day. I want it multiple times a day. But then there's a number of dudes to be like, once that thing starts to kick up and the train starts to roll, I'm good with, once, twice, three, 4 times a week. I'm good with that. I don't need it like multiple times a day. So yeah, we do hear women speak about that piece. And I just wanted to hear from my wife, like what her experience is. But just because you say it, it doesn't mean that when it becomes available and the opportunity is there that you actually want to do it.
Yeah.
You could be slicing it just a little bit.
Or you may, you're really thirsty. So you'd be like, I'll take it every day. And then you get quenched. You'd be like, I'm not quite as thirsty now. Yeah. But generally speaking, y'all, right, a sexless marriage, generally speaking, is where you're having sex less than once a month or 10 times a year. That's just a general kind of framework that professionals kind of operate from. Less than once a month or 10 times a year. Okay. And we know that lots of folks are like, that ain't enough. Okay. We know that. Mm-hmm. But I just want y'all to have a sense of what we're talking about. So can we talk a little bit about why sexless marriages happen? Like what happens, like what causes some of that before we shift into this whole piece around people struggling in that space. And then like, what do you do with that? Like, what am I supposed to do? Mm-hmm. Whether it's the man or the woman, like I'm not getting it as much as I want.
Y'all drop comments in the chat too. So, there are a number of reasons that couples find themselves in a sexless space. And, one of those reasons is, dealing with grief, dealing with grief and loss. And so you ain't thinking about that, y'all. You're overwhelmed emotionally. A lot of times you may withdraw and disconnect. And so, but what you're looking for is comfort, but you ain't looking to get busy. And so that may be a time period of your life where you're in a sexless state or sexless space. And yeah, so you got to support your spouse during that type of experience.
Yeah, for sure. When there is stress popping, right? For some people, like they're like, I'm stressed. When I get stressed, I need to come home and get it in because that helped me to unwind and relax. But for others, it can be the complete opposite. And on that note, I'll share a story. Story time. Do you have a button that goes? You don't have that like little story time.
No.
I'm gonna share a story. It just popped in my head, y'all, as we're talking. To share a story that I feel good about. Wow.
I have no idea what you're about to share, y'all.
It's about what just recent.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Do you have permission? Do I have permission to share?
How am I gonna give you permission if I don't know what you're about to
share?
Just
this week, just in the past few days.
Yeah, let me think.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's safe.
Okay. I already shared it to one group inside the Blam, at least.
Really, bro? Okay. You didn't get my permission. I'm like, y'all type safe space in the chat. I don't know what
okay,
about to say. I think
some of y'all already know. You were like, yeah, you been shared that. What you talking about?
Okay. I'm curious now. I'm just gonna sit back.
What you curious for? Because you know what I'm talking about.
I think I know, but I don't know
what we was just dealing with.
I mean, again, I think I know. We got a bunch of stuff that we be dealing with.
I'm talking about related to sex.
Oh, okay, now I know.
That's what we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go close the door. Hold on, y'all. Let me close the door.
Hey, let me say this too. So, Blamly, y'all hang back a little bit after we get done. We're gonna do some Q&A with y'all. If you're not a part of the Blamly, go to blamcore.com. We're gonna do some Q&A. We got some questions that we want y'all to answer, particularly related to this space right here, the sex space,
17
marriage space.
C. Rollins, very, very much a thing. They said health issues, are one of the reasons. That a sexless marriage can happen. And I know I'm supposed to tell my story, but I just want to say for men, I want to talk to all men for just 2 seconds. I have heard and seen over and over again that men have some kind of difficulty as they get older, whether it's an erectile dysfunction issue, whether they have medication that's impacting their ability to get it up, whatever. And y'all just don't go to the doctor. You go one time, and it's it ain't really my lane to talk in. So I'm gonna defer to my husband to talk about this a little bit later. But it's such a heavy thing for you that you don't actually get help, and you don't actually like continue to work on that thing. And your wife is thirsty.
I'm gonna go get my hydration because I'm thirsty.
Okay, but your wife is thirsty, and you out here, and you're not attending to it. And I think it's a lot of shame or whatever, and that's why communities like ours and specifically men who do this work, right? Ive, Coach Sonny is on, right? Like people who do this work who are men. It's really important to connect with those folks because they can normalize. Like we see this kind of stuff. Can you put some more here? We see you. We see this kind of stuff.
And story till I come back.
Wait, I'm not about to wait until you come back. You can go watch the recording. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, we can't keep doing that. I mean, y'all men can't keep doing that because men are y'all holding things up because y'all are not just ain't trying to go to the doctor and keep working on that thing. And the women are like, do I say something? Do I not? Do I go with him to the doctor? Do I prompt it? You know what I'm saying? Do I tickle his balls? What do I do? I just want a little action. And I'm just saying, we are able. We like, look, we all have stuff, but y'all are so in your feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? That you're just sitting stuck. And I just want to say, just go on to the doctor and talk to your wife and let her know what's going on. I'm dead. I see this over and over again. I don't feel like we get caught up on. I mean, we definitely have feelings about it, but we work through it. We talk to our girlfriends. Like, I'm gonna get this herb. I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do some squats, whatever, and then I'm gonna try some. And men just get stuck. And I just want y'all to stop doing that because that keeps you in a sexless marriage, and you don't want to be in that place. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in that place. So here's the story real quick. So so maybe the last couple of weeks, if I was able to hear, he would clarify. But I would say over the last couple of weeks, we hadn't really been getting it in the way that we should. And I mean, I kind of knew that, but I just wasn't really paying attention. I mean, I was paying, like I knew, but I wasn't really focused but I wasn't focused on it. And I didn't know that I knew until my husband brought it up. Okay. Work with me. So when he brought it up, I'm like, oh yeah, I know we have it. And I actually, like, you know how when you get into bed at night and he made a couple of comments or whatever, and you're like, right? Like, but I'm just like, I'm trying to go to sleep. And really for me, it's not even been about trying to go to sleep. It has been. I've been very tired, but also I've been very focused on some work stuff. So for me, I can get into a workaholic thing where I'm like, just like in the zone, and and I usually tells me that all the time, like you just are like focused on like you like with the kids, and then you like back on the laptop, and then you like making dinner, and then you back on the laptop, and then you go out and go with your girlfriend, and you back on the laptop. What the hell is going on over here with us? So essentially, he said to me, we were laying in the bed. Hold on, y'all. Give me one second. I want to make sure. I got little people walking around. Hold on. Oh. So I ain't go that far. So we were laying in the bed. So I don't remember all of what Ive said, but he was basically saying like, you know, I'll be wanting you every day. First of all, that was sexy when you told me you'd be wanting me every day. I just want to say that. I was like, okay. So he said, you know, but I it was just because you know you were telling me he was being vulnerable and telling me. He was like just laying back on the bed like this, and I was next to him, and he was like, you know, I'm just trying to be patient, and I recognize that you know, like it's not personal. He said, I know enough to know like it's not personal. I know when you get in these spaces that you're like focused on work and stuff, and you're not, you know, available all the time, and you be real tired because you're working so hard. He was like, but you know, it's hard because it don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm, you know, always being pursued or like you want it or whatever. And so, you know, I just thought it was a good conversation because I basically was like, you know, baby, I'm so attracted to you because I definitely all day, every day am like making comments. You can confirm this, like telling you how cute you look, how cute your butt look, and I think you're so cute and I love you, and you know, brushing your dick and shit. You know what I'm saying? I be doing all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do that like on a regular, but that doesn't mean I'm ready to get it in. You know what I mean? But I do that. So I was like, and I'm always attracted to you, and I love you, and what have you. And so then he said, yeah, but it don't feel good when you ain't really, you know what I'm saying? You're not here. You're not doing it. We're not getting it in the way that we normally do. So in that moment, I know all the men folk ain't probably going to understand, but some women will understand. I was thinking to myself, I just told you that I'm attracted to you. You don't know this part.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but this shows you how my growth, because I didn't say anything. I just was quiet. Mm-hmm. I was thinking to myself, I told you we good. I'm attracted to you. It ain't nothing to it. Like, why you still trying to tell me like, but it don't feel good to me. Why are you trying to tell me? Because it don't. Because he want to get it in and it don't feel good. Mm-hmm. But I was low key kind of like, all right, shit. I'm just trying to get some stuff done. I'm just being honest. That's how I was feeling. And so I was just quiet. After that, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't say anything. That's growth for me. And when we're having these conversations, y'all, we have to learn to receive. I knew that my husband was sharing and he was being vulnerable. And that I was feeling good about his sharing, but I was also agitated at the same time. Feeling good and feeling agitated at the same time. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it was. You know what I mean? And so I was quiet. Let me close the story out. We just went to sleep. We didn't do nothing. We were having that conversation. I just turned over and he went to sleep. And the next day, let me tell you, this is why I'm saying like I have grown 24 hours later. It wasn't even a full 24 hours. Did you know? I'm curious. Did you know throughout the day as I was giving you love? I mean, I do that all the time anyway. Mm-hmm. Did you know something was coming later on? Did you feel that, or you just didn't know? Because that's how I normally be.
No, I didn't know.
You didn't know?
No.
But baby, when I tell you, and you know, keep it real with me, you can bust my bubble. We got it in the next day. We got it in. Did we get it in?
Yeah, we did.
We got it in on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? And for real, like for me, it felt vulnerable. And it wasn't a heavy lift, but it was a lift to actually make sure that when we came back together the next night and we got in the bed, you know what I'm saying? That I'm like, I gotta pursue some. Now I'm just telling you the truth, I don't like to pursue. Wow.
A lot of y'all women don't.
I don't like it. I don't want to do it. It's one of these social constructs that I'm a fan of. You do it all, Ive. But it's not what we should do. It's not what we should do. Like men want to be wanted to, men want to be pursued. My husband, if he ain't taught me nothing, he like, we want to be pursued, want you to initiate. We don't want to be doing the stuff all the time. I know better. I'm just saying that I just be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? I just be uncomfortable because I'm not used to being I'm not used to being in that role. And I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, men are used to doing that. You get it sometime, you get rejected sometime. Women, we're just not used to that. And so I really had to put myself out there and, just get close to him. And it's that slow build up when you're in the bed and we talking a little bit and then a little touching. Well, not I was down there touching and just talking to him. Baby, that thing just went on a whole nother level. But what the hell was the point? I don't remember what the point was. But what I will say to you is that when there is disconnect, and so, I think I told them it was like a couple of weeks where we were just like out of pocket. And I'll just say I was out of order.
I'm just gonna sit back and receive all of this tonight. I'm glad we're recording this right here.
I was out of order.
It was out of order.
I was out of order for a couple of weeks, and I just feel good about the fact that even though I got agitated at the same time, like I still turned it around the next night and showed him I heard you. I had to go to bed. I had to go to sleep. I couldn't turn it and give it to you at that moment because I was like, it's not that damn deep. That's my petty self. That's my woman self. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, so we got to be willing to do what we need to do. I just want to shout out the Women and Marriage podcast on here. What's up, sis? I see you. Y'all go follow her on YouTube. So anyway,
this is good. Like, this opens up a whole conversation that we got to have with the Blamily. But I got a couple of questions for you.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
I'm gonna turn my straw around because I feel called out by Ellen. Okay, go ahead.
So when it comes to this whole piece, like, my first question is, did you know that you were out of order? Did you know that you were out of order before I said something?
Nope.
How you not know?
So, okay, I told them beforehand. I said low key, but it wasn't until you told me. It wasn't until you brought it to my attention. So when you brought it to my attention, it wasn't like I was like, huh, what? I was like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? But it wasn't something that was on the top of my mind.
So I got another follow-up question to that.
Mm-hmm. I see your question, Walk Night.
So if I'm asking,
Walk in light, we're gonna come to you.
If I'm asking you to eat damn near every day, how you not
You're
know
not
that I'm hungry?
asking me to eat every day. What is your interpretation? Like, what is?
What I'm saying is that the push-up be real. Like, I'm.
But I push up on you every day, and to me that doesn't. So this is good for me. That doesn't mean that I want to do something because I'm pushing up on you.
You know I want to do something every day.
But you always want to do something.
I know. So again, I'm always hungry. So if I'm always hungry, then why don't you know that I want to eat?
I mean, I think that if like somebody's always something, then at some point you just block some of it out. I mean, you might tune some of it out a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that it's right, y'all. I'm just saying you kind of like tune it out a little bit because it's always the place that you're in. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to, because I literally did not. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm not thinking about him. I know what he wants. I'm not trying to give it to him. I just really was not aware. I was just like, I'll be waking up in the morning, like, let me read my devotional, get this kid off, and let's get to work. You know what I mean? I just been in a zone, and that's all I've been focused on. So
you have been in a zone, and so I noticed that you made a shift and you extended yourself, and I'm truly grateful that you did. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. I'm not about to hit you with a butt. I do have a question.
Okay.
Another question. So in that experience, just some backstory for me. One of the things that you did not know about, and ladies, I want y'all to really pay attention to this piece right here. When a man extends himself over and over and over and over and over again, and he's rejected over and over and over and over again, as much as you like to think that we're invincible, we're impenetrable, it's not that big of a deal to us. It really is, y'all. It really is. I've had conversations with men where the decision is made, and ladies, y'all can relate because y'all have actually expressed this to me. I ain't doing it no more. I'm not pursuing no more.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to find your man. You don't want your man to be in a space where he makes a decision that I'm going to resign from pursuit.
I hear that a lot. Yeah.
And so, you know, like, please pay attention, ladies, because your man can arrive at a place where it's like,
women too, though.
Yeah, you know, your spouse can arrive at a place where it's like, I'm not extending myself because it ain't going nowhere. Like, I'm doing all the things. And so this is what I did, y'all. I actually went down a list of things that I've been doing in terms of extending myself and attempting to engage my wife. And this is what how I've been showing up. And
tell them what you said. Tell them what you said.
I mean, I probably said something about like I've been coming over to you and kissing you and giving you massages and making breakfast and
and like we went on a walk and we were talking.
Yeah, we were talking, and I was actually sitting with you and giving you like, you know, some intentional time. And I'm not doing any of this stuff because I'm thinking about
but your energy was good.
End of the day.
Your energy was good.
Yeah, you know, so
and I'm like, oh, we have been doing that. I've been enjoying every minute, but I wasn't realizing.
And I know she's been enjoying it. I know she's been enjoying it, and I've actually been enjoying it too. And so I'm feeding you on a regular basis, and all I'm asking is that I get fed too.
Yeah.
And so when you refuse or resist that,
I wasn't refusing.
I wasn't
resisting. Was I? Well, tell me how you. Well, you feel like I was refusing or resisting, or I was just oblivious.
It's that. Nah, you aware because you know what I be wanting. So it ain't no obliviousness. it's like I'm tired. But you know,
but I don't be saying that to you.
You don't say it to me, but you say it to me indirectly through your body. Your body tells me.
Well, how so?
You know, I mean, not to quote your body's calling.
No, don't quote R. Kelly. Don't quote him.
It don't be doing that. Like your body is asleep, and my wood is woke. and I'm trying to figure out like, so what's what? And so and then when recommendations are made or things are situated to try to support you to create the space, and this is for a lot of women, but to try to create the space to ease some of the load so that you won't be as tired. Sometimes, ladies, and my wife has been guilty of this, you'll put something else in that space, but it ain't the thing that's really thinking about me.
Yeah.
It's something else that you want to do that's other than me. And I'm trying to get done. I don't know if that sounds right. I'm trying to do you.
You're trying to get shut up. I can do you, Ive.
Let's
I can do you. Stop being I can do you.
Let's move the car somewhere else right
now. So Amber, I love what Amber said. She said rejected versus oblivious, prioritized versus missing bids. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, y'all, shoot, I had a whole.
Well, we ain't answered the question yet, though.
I mean, I just want to share that, like, you can have moments and spaces of that. And I know we're not the only ones. I mean, there are every now and then I do coach somebody, and they be like, "I'm always ready. I never say no." I'll be thinking, "Damn, how you do that?" Mm-hmm. I never say no. I'm always. I'll be like, "Wow," but you know, for the most part, there's a lot of couples who deal with this. Everybody deals with this on some level, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But a sexless marriage is where it is pervasive and persistent. Somebody put P and P in the chat. P and P. It's pervasive and persistent. It is not a 2-week period as we just described. It is going on week after week, month after month, year after year. And you really got to pay attention to, like, wow, how do I pull myself out of this? And so the question that we posed in terms of the title of this podcast, this Relationship Thursday, y'all, is should you stay in a sexless marriage? And what I would posit is this. This is what I would suggest to you. First of all, I know y'all already know this. This no Diddy stuff, y'all funny. I know y'all already know this, but I want to say this. Well, I want to take it for granted that everybody knows this. Sex is important. It is essential in a marriage, in a relationship. And there are many other quadrants, categories, other things that you have to be paying attention to. When Ive and I talk about some of the areas where we struggled in our relationship over the years and where we still are working through today, one of the things that we always say is, this right here has just been a funky ass mess, but we could look at this, and this, and those are like tight. We like good, or they may not be all the way tight, but they good enough, right? Like that's what I lean on, the good stuff. And so what I would say is to just focus on, and I'm not just talking about the sexless part. I'm talking about any part of your marriage. This really transfers to any part of your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just make that the thing. You're going to have to work on something. You got to work on something. There's going to be some place where you and your partner don't connect. Y'all don't vibe. Y'all are opposites. Y'all annoy each other. You got to work on something in your relationship. Point blank, period. So you might as well figure out how much good stuff I got going on and take a survey of what you got going on that's good, that's well, and that's right. And make sure that your filter is not making the situation you dealing with, kind of project shit all over everything else so that you can't really see the goodness, because we don't oftentimes recognize what we have until we don't have it. Oh, my home smells good and I have a nice dinner, and my doctor's appointments are made, and my spouse checks on me and they care about me, and they have a sense of purpose, and our finances are getting better, and we want to do some things, and we're traveling a little bit more, or maybe we're just praying together a little bit more, like whatever it is, like what are the things they're talking to me more. We have a connection. We can have fun together, because then you'll get into a relationship. I think I saw somebody in the chat in the blamily here in Zoom said, well, your sex is popping, but the connection is effed up.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no connection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we cannot just focus on these areas where there is a disconnect, like a sexless marriage, and then say, oh, I can't. Because it is very important. But then what do we need to do to work on it?
Mm-hmm.
And so that is what we encourage people to do, is to take a survey of your relationship and look at all of the things and really be honest with yourself about what you have working for you, and what you need to work on. And if you think that you should arrive at a place where you don't have to work on something, then I need you to get out of Disney and stop thinking that, that life is like a Disney movie. That is just not real. God don't even set it up that way. God wants us to have something to work through and to work on, to develop ourselves, and to see his glory may manifest in us and in our relationship. So it don't even work that way, even though we would like it to. So I would just say, look at the whole of your relationship. And then, yes, you got to have those conversations, those honest conversations, those awkward conversations, those very important conversations around what's working and what's not working, and what do I need more of and what do I need less of. One thing that I can say for sure that Ive and I have always done really well is that in the bedroom, I'm talking about specifically in the bedroom, we are great instructors. Wow, we great instructors. We instruct. I'm like, to the left, to the right, down over. I usually be like, lighter, more, come forward, back it up. You know what I'm saying? You have to do some things that perhaps you haven't done before. Be a better instructor. Work on your instruction skills. Work on your ability to hear the instruction. You know what I'm saying? Work on recognizing that there's so much more to sex than just intercourse. So that if there is a disconnect, or there's a barrier, whether the barrier is past trauma, or the barrier is a limp biscuit, whether the barrier is dryness, I don't care what it is. This is regular ass stuff everybody be dealing with. Now, we don't all deal with all the stuff, but people did. Like, so let me go Google, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with, my husband gets hard and he usually kind of gets soft maybe after about 10 minutes or 7 minutes. So let me look into that. Don't pull back from that like, oh God, we dealing with this thing. You know what I'm saying? Get into it. Get into it, because there's so much more for y'all to get. And I just think that people tap out way too quickly.
But so here's the piece, y'all, and I really want y'all to pick up on this over here on YouTube. The way you get into it is so crucial. My wife is encouraging you all to have a conversation with each other. But one of the beauties and the benefits of our community is that we got a sister circle and we got a men's lounge, and you can have same gender conversations where y'all can be talking about this stuff, and there's somebody more than likely that's in a similar space as you. Like, we've had brothers have conversations about not being able to get it up, and to be able to hear somebody speak about that, and for you to be able to know that, oh, if this is my issue, I can go talk to him. Like, there's healing inside of this community, y'all. for sisters to speak about vaginal dryness or whatever it may be. Like we had a expert office hours recently. Was it expert office hours? It was. And yo, the level of transparency, dealing with medical issues and sex and attractiveness, like somebody was dealing with exactly what this brother lifted up in terms of like what he was going through with his wife. And so this sister came on and she spoke like, yo, that's my issue. That's my issue. And I can actually share with you like how she's feeling and what she might be going through. That's the power of community. And so for all of y'all on YouTube, I encourage you to come on into the Blamily, because again, it's a safe space to be able to process and have these conversations. For those of y'all that are in the Blamily, that don't be talking, that aren't as transparent, it's a safe space, and I encourage you to open up, share. If you hear something, reach out and connect with somebody inside of the community, because again, they're more than willing. Like when I heard that happen, and I was actually in my mind waiting for this person to come on and praying that she would come on so that she could actually speak a word to the brother who was having this issue. And she showed up. And lo and behold, she spoke a word to him. Like that's the power of community, y'all. That's the power of community. And so again, you definitely want to have a conversation with your partner, but sometimes it's important for you to be able to field just what you're dealing with emotionally with people who may have been in a similar space.
Absolutely.
And here's the other piece too about that. Like, you know, because we jack it up. And so with the closest of homies, it may be hard to have that type of conversation with a family member. Mm-hmm. Like if my wood won't wake up, I don't like, it's going to be hard. But inside of our men's lounge, I'm aware of other people that have had a similar experience. And so it still may be difficult, but I know I'm not alone. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I can lift that piece up. If I'm dealing with medical issues around, like, you know, getting health screenings and all of that type of stuff, like Father Time is undefeated. So we all going to deal with stuff. And again, it's good to be in a space to connecting with people that may be further along the line so they can give you a heads up in terms of what you need to pay attention to and look out for. That's what I'm saying to y'all on YouTube. Go to blamcore.com. Type that in the chat room if you want to join our community.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so to answer the question, can your marriage survive? Can you survive a sexless marriage? Or should you stay or should you go into sexless marriage?
Oh, I ain't do that right.
I ain't gonna
say blam.com right now. When they go there, there ain't nothing on. They just say the doors are closed.
It shouldn't.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
What was I gonna say? So you can I lost my train of thought.
Can I say something?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Can I say something? While I'm giving you a second? Go ahead. Or you got something?
Yeah, I was about to say something.
I just want to say this.
Oh, I wanted to answer the question. I want to answer the question. Should you stay or should you go into sexless marriage? One of the things that I you know, lifted up earlier was that connection is the most important piece.
Absolutely.
If the connection is on point, you can work to improve the sex. Even if you have medical challenges, you can find ways to engage to satisfy your partner. That connection piece got to be on point. I saw in the chat, I think Amber mentioned, like the sex can be fire, but the connection might be some ish.
Right.
And so that's ass backwards. Like the connection should come first.
Right.
And then the banging sex. Mm-hmm. And so can your marriage survive it? The answer is yes, if the connection is present. Mm-hmm. Because you'll figure out ways.
And it's prioritized. If it's not present, get it back.
Yeah, and you'll figure out ways to make the sex better. If that connection ain't there, yeah, y'all done. It's a wrap.
Now y'all done.
Y'all done. If the connection ain't there and you ain't having sex, like, what am I here for?
That's a rough combination right there. A couple of last things to share with you. If you are dealing with a sexless marriage, couple of tips, a couple of short, quick tips. Ban sex. B as in boy, A as in apple, N as in Nancy. Ban sex. That is a short strategy that coaches and counselors use to help take away.
Ban sex?
Ban it. Ban it. I used ain't never been down with this approach. But I just want to say this. Short term, you can ban, and I'm being real strong with the words. We're going to take away the pressure of sexual intercourse and sex so that we can just know that for the next month, for the next 60 days, we're coming together, we're connecting. We're being together, we're getting our connection back, we're touching and we're doing, but we don't have the pressure of sex. This will work for some people who have different dynamics going on in their relationship, medical and otherwise, or just long-term kind of like, I don't even know you do, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are people who are in marriages who are dealing with that dynamic. And so I would say to ban sex for a period of time so that you don't have the pressure of that and you can work your way back into being more connected, touching more, being more affectionate, and working your way back to sexual intercourse. I want to remind you also, number 2, that kindness is sexy. Kindness is sexy. Be kind. So many of us are judgy and frustrated and got all this pent up stuff because of the sexual limitations, or what have you. And usually it's the one who's not getting it. Be kind. Know that, your partner's generally, it's not using it as a weapon. They got some stuff going on. Y'all got some stuff going on. So be kind. And that in and of itself breaks down a lot of walls that people don't realize you need to break down. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. For all the people out there who got to work on their patience, yep, this got to be one of the ways for you if you're dealing with this in your marriage. Why me, Lord? Why not you? Mm-hmm. Be patient. Be patient with the process of coming back together. And at the end of the day, you got to talk. So pick your moment to talk. Pick your moment to listen. If you are a talker, prioritize picking a moment to listen. Pursue your partner and say, I want to hear from you. I want us to be better. I know that you don't talk as much as me, and I want to hear from you. I want to know what I can do differently. I want to know what I can do better. So can we set up a time so that I can listen to you? And then likewise, pick a moment to talk. I want to talk to you. I want to share my heart with you. And don't just share what you don't like and what's not working. Share what has been working or what used to work, and the good stuff. And then slide in, this is the stuff that I want us to work on because I'm not happy with our sex life right now. These things require intention. They require you to be really intentional, to hold space for them. And I would encourage you to pick just one thing to focus in on and make it your business, if this is coming down your lane, to do.
I agree with my wife wholeheartedly. Pick one of those things that she just lifted up.
But you better say, but I could tell on that tone.
But that ain't at the end of the day.
What ain't at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, satisfy yourself.
What?
I'm just saying, like, if you're in a sexless marriage.
Oh, you're saying.
And you got pent up energy, stress, frustration. I mean, ladies, fellas, like,
I do not disagree.
That is a recipe for they talk about hangry, like, it's like that will lead to beef in a marriage. Take care of you. Take care of you to release some of that stress and do everything else my wife mentioned. I'm just saying, like, again, you got to make sure that you're in a decent mental and emotional space.
And the more we know ourselves, I'm sorry, I gotta take it here. The more you know yourself, you know what pleasures you, right? The better you can be with your partner. Because I told you, we're great instructors. Mm. And the only reason, I shouldn't say the only reason, but the one of the major reasons that we're great instructors is because I know my body. I know I know how to get there in 2 minutes, 5, 10, or 30. I know exactly what to do.
You know how to prolong the experience.
I know how to prolong it. I used to be like, damn, where's you going? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just tired. In here. Stay in here with me. And he know exactly what to do to get to where he need to get in 2 seconds. I don't know about 2 seconds. Nah. 20, 30? How many
30 seconds?
How many? What's the shortest amount of time it take you to get there?
It depends on what day.
Okay, just what's the shortest amount of time?
I don't know.
Okay, but anyway, the point is minutes, hours.
I'm trying to convince my wife and saying that I'm gonna go real quick.
Let me cut that.
Like,
we don't do no hours.
Yeah.
We don't do hours. So for all of y'all out here talking hours, I'm irritated. I don't want to do no damn hours. The hell got time for that. So at the end of the day, I said it again.
Yeah.
And then I want you to know yourself. I think that was a good point. You got to know yourself, because you can't share with your partner if you don't actually take time with yourself. I know sometimes we don't even know how to do that.
Yes, indeed.
Just do it. Just go to your. People got prayer closets. I was watching the War Room. Was it the War Room? Is that the name of the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
The other day, it's a great movie. I'm sorry if some of y'all are like, oh my gosh, you bring up the war rooms about prayer and we talking about sex, but all of these things can come together. You can pray over your sex life. Because sex is spiritual and God
what that look like
is all right with it. God is all right with it. God help me. God help me to let me pray right now. God help us to anybody at the sound of my voice who needs to be released from some things, some limitations, some barriers, some things that prevent them from being open spiritually, emotionally, physically to their partner, whether it be their conceptions of sex or the betrayal or the hurt from their partner or things from their childhood. God, let them know that all things work together for your good. All things work together for your good, and God wants you to be happy and to be joyful and to be connected and to be loved and to be pleasured. There's nothing wrong with all of that in the same space. And so the same way we can go into our prayer room, you can go into a space and really pay attention to how is it that I open myself up. Oh, it's sacred. It's sacred. And some of y'all ain't ready for it. And some of y'all are like, what the hell is she talking about? But I promise you that I don't speak from theory. I speak from experience, and I know what I know. And I just want you to encourage you to know what you know. You ain't got to know what I know. Know what you know. It's all good. Damn, the chat is quiet on both platforms. But it's all good. It really is all good. Woo! Are you in a sexless marriage? Are you not satisfied? Are there some things that are not popping? You do not have to tap out. Stay tapped in. You do not have to give up. Stay in a place of leaning in to yourself, to your relationship, and to what God would have you all to be and to experience. It's levels, y'all. It's levels. I never cease to be amazed by the next level. I'm like, damn, I didn't know this level was out here.
Yeah.
I usually be bringing new levels all the time. That was a cue for you to say I'll be bringing new levels too, man. That was a cue. I was looking to see if he was gonna say anything.
I missed it.
I'd be like, girl, trying to shout him out. He'd be like, he used to be sitting there like,
You be bringing new levels all the time too, man. You do.
Oh my goodness, everybody!
Y'all on YouTube, be good.
Yes,
we're gonna hang back with the Blamly for a second. Again, if you're interested in being a part of this dope community, go to blamcore.com. Yeah, we'll catch y'all next time on YouTube.
Bye, YouTube. Be here on Monday when our next podcast episode drops. And if you have not subscribed, please do. Peace, y'all.
All right, Blamly.